Silicon Graphics, Sun Microsystems. Does anybody here remember when Sun Microsystems looked like they were going to take over the world? It was what, 8 years ago? It wasn't that long ago, right? Couldn't get enough of those Unix servers. And now today, it's gone, right? Effectively, it's the Unix operating system part of the company is becoming part of Oracle. And it's unclear what's going to happen to the hardware part of the company. So you start thinking to yourself, something must be systematic about what's happening in these organizations. Because if we get beyond the notion that it's just foolish management, then we have to start saying there's something more behind this. And that's what sort of 850 case studies started to bring me. What I started to find out was that, in fact, to understand why businesses do poorly, we have to understand why businesses do well. And there's a lot of books written about why businesses do well. Some of the more famous ones include In Search of Excellence, right? Or think about Good to Great. These books have sold literally millions of copies. And they generally come up with a pretty serious theme about what you ought to do. Focus on the customer. Get very, very focused about what it is you need to do right. Focus on the core part of your business. Gary Hamel and C.K. Prahalad, in Competing for the Future, said, understand your core. Understand what you do well. Know your core customers. Know your core products. Know your core segments. Know what you do well, and then execute against your core. And then there's been countless books written about leadership. Well, one of the things I was tipped off on by Clayton Christensen, a colleague of mine, who's written some very, very good books in the field of innovation, such as The Innovator's Dilemma and The Innovator's Solution. He said, Adam, take a real hard look at exactly what the results are from those recommendations. He said, we've been looking at that, and there's a number of people in academia who have looked at that. And he says, one of the things I think you'll find is that there's a lot of spurious correlation. He said, it might be true if we write a book about business that you can say, here's something somebody did, 5 people did it. And then it's very easy to project up and say, well, that obviously is the answer. He said, but that's really not much more true than if you wear your blue and orange sweatshirt to the Bears game, and they win. You wear it a second time, and they win. You wear it a third time, and they win. And you start saying, oh, I guess there's a correlation between my blue and orange sweatshirt and whether or not the Bears win a game, right? Totally spurious. Totally spurious. But yet we saw a lot of that in business. What we had to do was start looking for the fact was, are there people who in fact understood their core and followed their core but didn't succeed? Were there people who understood how to focus and got very, very, very focused and yet didn't succeed? These leadership paradigms, are there people that followed them and yet didn't succeed? And of course, that's where you all are nodding your heads up and down and you're saying, oh yeah, I've seen it.